John.
Just one, got to try on phone conversations. When was the last time the President spoke to the Speaker of the House?
I don't have any new conversations to read out to you, but as I've noted many times, so don't read anything specific into this, the President has conversations with members of Congress that we do not read out in all cases. So at this time I have no readouts to provide.
Does the President have an assurance from the Speaker of the House that the House will vote on this?
I would refer you to the House in terms of actions that the House may or may not take.
Does the President expect the Speaker to bring this up for a vote?
The President hopes that both houses will act swiftly on this agreement in order to reopen the government and remove the threat of default and this continued brinksmanship from the harm it's causing to this economy. I'm not sure that was a great sentence, but I apologize. You understand what I'm trying to say.
I totally understand. Does this agreement represent...
You can revise.
I can't even, it's not even, the Red Sox game wasn't even late, so I can't blame that.
Does this agreement...
But, since I'm speaking about the Red Sox, how about John Lackey, huh? Pretty good.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Does this agreement represent a complete win for the White House?
There are no winners here. We've said that from the beginning, and we're going to say it right up to the end because it's true. The American people have paid a price for this. And nobody who's sent here to Washington by the American people can call themselves a winner if the American people have paid a price for what's happened. And the economy has suffered because of it, and it was wholly unnecessary. And let's just remind ourselves that we're not even out of it yet. This is not done. We need action to be taken so that the government can reopen and the threat of default can be removed.
The President, or in this agreement, is there a little bit of ransom paid? I mean, there is a provision in here that requires verification for recipients of subsidies under the Affordable Care Act.
The income verification provision to which you refer was negotiated by Senate Democrats and Senate Republicans and is a modest adjustment to the existing Affordable Care Act law. We have always said we are willing to make improvements and adjustments to the law. Ransom would be a wholly different thing. And
well, it's a little bit of ransom.
No,
because it's something that was done with the gun on the table or the
not if
common clause
both sides agree to it and we support it. We're fine with it.
Okay, and then I'm very quick to just factual things on the Affordable Care Act. Can you give us some updated figures on web traffic? You were very free with this in the first few days, so where are we now?
Here's what I can tell you. Today we are 2 weeks into the implementation of the Affordable Care Act's health insurance marketplace, where Americans, regardless of their income, job status, or age, or health status, can access quality, affordable health coverage they can rely on. Healthcare reform is more than a website. Across the country, people are getting health insurance. Although the glitches are unacceptable, so is the idea of leaving millions of Americans on their own, including families across the country who now have access to health care that they did not have 2 weeks ago. I noted that on one network today that there was a suggestion that that network could not find a single story of someone enrolling, which was ironic because they're all over the rest of the media, including in Delaware, a small business owner found a plan that costs her $150 less than the cost of her previous plan. Again, these are other media reports. We don't, not information we're collecting or disseminating. The Kaiser Health News refers to a college student who will pay $70 a month after federal subsidies, the same amount he is currently paying, but for much broader coverage in this case. And he says, "I'm thrilled to get something this good at that price. It was a complete surprise." In New Mexico, a business owner signed up his employees and got quoted a policy that will save $1,000 per month. This is the owner of a law firm in New Mexico. And I mentioned some other stories. And these are just stories that reflect that despite the glitches that we acknowledge and that absolutely must be fixed, people are getting on and enrolling. They are finding an enormous array of options available to them that weren't available to them in the past. And we are focused on consumers here. And consumers are just regular Americans out there who want the option of being able to buy affordable health insurance. And what we're seeing from the anecdotes that have been reported are that people are finding those options available to them and are excited about them. And the volume that we've seen reflects the fact that the interest is extremely high. And that volume continues. I don't have in front of me, maybe I can find it for you. It continues to be extremely high. We have 560,000 calls have been made to the Marketplace call center, and I'm sure I just have a lot of material here. I know that the numbers of people coming to the website remain extremely high.
Sure. You'll get the updated numbers. And do you have even an estimate for me now? We're 2 weeks into this.
We've said repeatedly, John, that we will release
enrolled?
enrollment figures monthly, so I would expect the first figures to come out in mid-November.